Now, the Reverend Jesse Jackson, big news from overnight, longtime civil rights icon, Baptist minister, and two-time presidential candidate, died this morning, his family said. Let's get more on his life and legacy from NBC's Craig Melvin.
Legendary civil rights leader, Reverend Jesse Jackson, dying at the age of 84.
I'm human. I am God's child.
After decades in the public eye, watching a country change as much as he did, Jackson, born in 1941 in Greenville, South Carolina, was a young protege of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., his life changing when King was gunned down in Memphis. Jackson, literally, there by his side.
It sounded like a stick of dynamite or a large firecracker. And when we turned, all we could see was police coming. Police were coming from the direction of the shot. They had been lined up along the streets.
It fell to Jesse Jackson and a small group of others to help keep the civil rights movement alive. The Baptist preacher known for his stirring speeches.
Repeat this. I am somebody.
Becoming a voice of the people.
Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive.
Jackson made Chicago his base of operation, starting what became the Rainbow Push Coalition, urging companies and politicians to improve opportunities for minorities. And he had his own political ambitions, launching a bid for president in 1984. The campaign marking the first time a national party had a major African-American contender. But the campaign was derailed when Jackson admitted using an anti-Semitic slur in a private conversation to describe New York City and Jews who live there.
However innocent and unintended, it was insensitive and wrong.
His apology at a New Hampshire synagogue helped him climb out of a deep political hole. He didn't win the nomination, but came closer after another run in 1988.
My right and my privilege to stand here before you has been won in my lifetime by the blood and the sweat of the innocent.
20 years later, a visibly emotional Jackson witnessing America elect its first black president, Barack Obama, a fellow Chicagoan. Over the years, Jackson used his considerable leverage as a statesman here at home to draw headlines around the world, joining the fight to end apartheid in South Africa, winning freedom for Americans held captive overseas, telling Today in 1999 he was always conscious of Dr. King's legacy.
The dream continues and the struggle continues, but every now and then we see flashes of hope. Inclusion leads to growth, and when there is growth, everybody wins.
In later years, Jackson facing multiple health issues, diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 2017, hospitalized with COVID in 2021. But he remained involved in politics, leading Get Out the Vote efforts. And in 2024, he was honored at the Democratic National Convention. Applause for a civil rights icon who dedicated his life to keeping hope alive. Craig Melvin, NBC News.
Of course, as you can imagine, reaction been pouring in all morning. Stephen Chaynock digging into some of that. And, you know, Steph, Atlanta kind of played a role in his rise to national prominence. The Democratic National Convention in 1988 was held here, and he gave that huge speech.
Absolutely. And I feel like Jackson really means a lot to the city here. I mean, obviously recognizable, everything he did with Dr. King over the years. And so this is major news. We're getting a lot of outpour of messages, condolences to the Jackson family. Within the last hour, we know the NAACP released a statement. They said that Jackson is a family member to them and that he remains a center of their work. Also, Bernice King, the daughter of MLK Jr., she said that Jackson was a gifted negotiator, a courageous bridge builder. She also said in her statement that her family shares a long and meaningful history with him, rooted in a shared commitment to justice and love. And she sends her prayers to the Jackson family. Also, we're hearing from U.S. Senator Raphael Warnock. He says in his statement that America has lost one of its great moral voices and that Jackson fought for freedom, racial justice, equality, and for human dignity. He even shares a story in his statement saying that as a kid growing up in public housing, he watched Jackson run for president, and it gave him a glimpse of what is possible, and it taught him that he is somebody. And he said as an adult now, he was so proud to call Jackson a friend. And of course, Reverend Al Sharpton, who also worked closely with Jackson over the years, he called Jackson a mentor. In his statement this morning, he said that he prayed with Jackson's family by phone and that he was a transformative leader who changed the nation and the world, helped to change laws, public policy, and he said that Jackson kept the dream alive. We also want to mention that the King Center, they did post a photo that I thought was very touching. It was an image of Dr. King and Reverend Jackson together, and the caption read, "Both now ancestors." And the King Center said they will be releasing a statement very soon, any moment now. Also to mention that the family of Jackson says that a celebration of life, those events, they're going to be announced by his organization, the Rainbow Push Coalition.
Okay.
So that has not been released just yet, nor has the cause of death been released. But we know, as Craig Melvin mentioned, that he was battling Parkinson's disease for a while.
Right, and family says died peacefully with family by his side. So we will wait to hear more about arrangements. Seth,
Absolutely.
thanks.